Thank you for coming back to We the People News. Please subscribe, leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel. I really do appreciate you for that. Thank you so much. Yesterday's video, if you did not see it, I will link it to the end of this video. Please check it out. A lot of good stuff on there I don't want you to miss, and it would help me out a lot on YouTube. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when we make a new video. Y'all, this is some crazy stuff today. It is a big slap in the face to all Americans. If you don't feel this slap, maybe you need to check what country you're in, because you're probably not an American. Y'all, I was thinking that with all this money and ammo and supplies that we're sending to Ukraine, I know what would end this war. It would end it very fast. Just to cut off funding. I mean, why are we funding a war anyway? I mean, do we want a war of our own that bad that we have to fund somebody else's? I mean, it's crazy as hell if you ask me. Remember I told you yesterday that Zelensky said that the American people are not doing enough? Well, right after that, Joe Biden sends them another $1 billion. Well, now it's been upped from $1 billion to $4.5 billion. And did you know only 30% of that money actually makes it to Ukraine? I've seen on Stephen Gardner's channel where they have been seen selling all of this war equipment on the black market. So the stuff that we're sending to them, they're not really even getting it. That's why they're not being held accountable, because everybody would know it. Well, it's starting to come out now. But yeah, if everybody would just quit funding these wars, the wars wouldn't happen. Okay, Paul Pelosi. We know he pulled out his privilege card and handed it to the arresting cop. And it was caught by somebody that was there. They seen it. I mean, we all know that Paul and Nancy Pelosi, they're both just big boozers, and they're always so drunk. I mean, he don't even know what he's pulling out of his pocket. He was so drunk. But in fact, that was his card that shows how much he donates to the Policemen's Association. So that was his privilege card, and it looks like it's working, right? So now The View is upset about our great governor in the free state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, refusing to go on their show. Well, I can't blame him one least little bit. They all hate him, so he knows if he goes on there, it would be like a lynch mob after him. So why should he go? And the only reason they want him there is to improve their ratings, because they know everybody would be wanting to see a fight between the hens on that Hen and Biddy show and our great governor. Well, I don't blame him a bit for not going on that show, and I hope he never does. Okay, now they're talking about making 4-day work weeks in the United States. You know, I've always said 4-day work weeks would be good, and you know, people needs it. But they also need 40 hours a week. And they're not talking about giving you 40 hours a week. They're just talking about cutting a day's pay off of a day's work equals a day's pay, right? And they're going to take that away from you, further hurting the American family. I mean, the American family can hardly make it right now. And they're going to take a day away from them, and with that, a day's worth of pay. Makes no sense to me. If they could guarantee you still get 40 hours, work 10-hour days, I would be all for that. It is a few YouTubers out there right now saying that this bill will lead to a stimulus check in the future. Y'all think about this. The Democrats had this as a reconciliation bill. They could have put anything in it they wanted. And they did. They put what they wanted in it. and they chose to forget about the American people, the ones that's hurting them most. They didn't put a check in this reconciliation bill, so that tells you how their mind is working. They don't give a damn about the American people. Bernie Sanders said that he was going to bring up the fact that in this bill there was nothing for affordable housing, no monthly checks for the people, prescription drug, they're only going to negotiate on 10 drugs only. He was going to bring up the fact that he wanted to bring the age for Medicare down from 65 to 60. And he wanted to include dental, vision, and hearing. Y'all, he said he was going to bring this up. And I've said this many times before, and I get a lot of pushback from it, but I'm going to say it again. Remember, Bernie Sanders is the biggest socialist in Washington. Yeah, he puts up a good fight for the American people, but it's probably all show because he never gets really nothing done. He fights, but nothing ever comes of it. He is the biggest socialist in the United States. And remember this big key right here. At the end of the day, he was so dead set against this bill, he voted for it. This bill will cost, after all said and done, $700 billion. $350 billion of it will go to all of Biden's green poo. That's the only thing that this bill was all about anyway. All of that green poo. $80 billion will go to the IRS so they can come after more people with audits. Oh, and these prescription drug negotiations that's in this bill, it don't take effect until 2026. And then it's only for 10 drugs out of the sea of tens of thousands of prescriptions out there. They're only going to negotiate 10 of them. So does it really help? Because we know when they bring the prices to those 10 down, all the other prescriptions are going to go up to cover that cost. They're not going to lose money, y'all. So let's break it down. What's in this bill that helps the American people? Absolutely not a damn thing is in this bill to help the American people. Like I said, it was a Reconciliation Act. The Democrats could have put anything they wanted to in there to help the American people, and they chose not to. Y'all, in 2024 and in the midterms, we have to get these people out of office. If they're in office now, they have to go. Both sides is just as bad as the other. Y'all, thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel, allowing me to do this. Please subscribe, leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. Okay. Now, any spending will make more inflation. We all know that. Because they're spending it with fake money. They're just printing money, and so it's worthless paper. But I would still rather see all of this spending, even though it's going to make inflation. I would rather see this spending go to the American people and not to other countries or all of this green poo. I mean, we know they love spending money that we don't have, so go ahead and spend the money we don't have, but make it help the American people. I mean, in the long run, anything they do is going to hurt the American people through inflation and more taxes, but at least it won't be going to another country that don't appreciate a damn thing we do for them. Y'all, when are we going to ever wake up and stand up? We need to let our voices be heard. We need to take a stand against our government and all other governments. We are being played like fools and we're just rolling over, just like Bernie Sanders rolled over on this bill. We're just rolling over and saying, do it some more. As long as they scratch our little bellies, we're okay. We're just like puppies. Y'all, this is crazy stuff going on right now. And if this is not a slap in your face, maybe you're not an American, because it certainly is a slap in my face. Y'all, please watch the video that's popping up here now. This was yesterday's video. And please let me know what you think about all this. Let me know in the comments how you feel. I would love to hear from you. I can't answer all my comments, but I do read them all, and I appreciate them very much. Y'all, I'm going to say it like I've always said it, always will say it. I don't care whose little feelings it hurts. Keep your faith in Jesus Christ. He's the only one that can help us through this mess right now. We have to depend on Him to get us through this, and He will in His time. Say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for those elected employees in Washington that will get fired in the midterms and in 2024. Say a prayer for everyone around the world that's hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other inflation. And just know I love you all. Until next time, ciao.